Hi friends, my name is Ian and welcome to my channel. Today I am super excited. I'm going to be doing my very first unboxing right here on camera because I have here a vintage 1960 number 3 ponytail Barbie. Now this is probably going to be my only number 3 that I will ever have in my collection. Number 3s have gotten incredibly pricey, especially with the advent of the Barbie movie. However, if you do a lot of searching, you generally can find a good deal here and there, and this opportunity presented itself and I had to snatch it up immediately. I'm super excited. She is going to be a blonde ponytail Barbie, and she's going to be one of the more rare number 3s. She's actually going to have blue eyeshadow. Number 4s, 5s, and 6s and 7s and all of the later editions of Barbie always had blue eyeshadow, but the number 3 actually originated with brown eyeshadow, but there are variants here and there that pop up with blue eyeshadow, and this happens to be one of them. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to go ahead and get her out of the box. I'm super excited. So, this doll is supposed to come with clothing, and I'm probably not going to be able to take her clothing off in the video. There's a policy with YouTube for showing new dolls, so have to be careful here. But she was wrapped fairly decent. I didn't pay a lot in shipping. All right, the suspense is killing me. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Okay. So I have been collecting Barbie for quite some time now, and I immediately know that she is a number 3. I'm gonna put her up here so you guys can see her. So I definitely know she is a number 3. The first dead giveaway is the pale white ivory skin. So this is a number 4 ponytail that I have, just for comparison. She has retained all of her original face paint, and her skin tone is quite different than the number 3. Look at them side by side. So the number 3 in comparison is ghostly white. And now the reasoning for this is because the number 1s, the number 2s, and the number 3s were created with a certain type of formula that did not retain its pink skin tone color. So by the time the number 4s rolled out, Mattel had created a different formula so the dolls would not fade to this ivory white color. And this must have happened relatively soon because Barbie came out in 1959, and by 1960 they were already aware of this problem. So by 1960, the later end of 1960, we get these beautiful number 4 ponytails. And again, if we put her side by side to this number 3 that I just purchased, we can see a pretty big drastic difference in the overall skin tone. So there's not a huge amount of differences in these dolls except for a few key details. The number 1 and the number 2 have very distinct facial painting that went away with the advent of the number 3 ponytail Barbie. The number 3 ponytail Barbie has a much more subdued and softer look than the original 1 and the number 2. The number 1 and the number 2 did not have an eye color. The irises are ghostly white on the number 1 and the number 2, and the eyebrows are very heavily high arched. By the time the number 3 came around, she had a much softer look, which was also used in the number 4s and the number 5s. Vibrant red lips, softer eyebrows. That is what you will see in the 3s, the 4s, and the 5s. The key difference, however, between the 3s from the 4s and the 5s, and even the 1s and the 2s, is that the vast majority of the 3s have brown eyeliner, and they're the only ponytail Barbies that have brown eyeliner, except for a few, such as the one I have, who is a little bit more rare. She has blue eyeliner. Hopefully that helps. I think some of the other key differences I'll go ahead and cover in a comprehensive overview at a later time. Anyway, those are the main distinctive features. Obviously, the number 1 Barbie also has the holes in the bottom of her feet. She came with a stand that was more of a prong, and you would just place her into the stand. They did away with that by the number 2. So those are some of the main key differences that I just wanted to mention. I went on a tangent in the video and completely forgot to talk about that. Anyway, I'll go back to the other footage now. I do happen to do my own restorations. That's one of the reasons why I can afford to have quite a few vintage Barbies is I buy ones, generally speaking, that are not minty. This is one that I just recently bought that's going to need some touch-ups, and I will have the ability on my own to be able to do that. I do some painting. I'm not amazing at it, but I'm not terrible. And here's just an example of one that I completely repainted. I completely repainted her eyebrows and her lips recently, and I'm super happy with how she turned out. So I will show a picture for a comparison just so you can see. But one of the ways that you can own a lot of ponytails is just to buy ones that need a lot of TLC and to do that yourself, which is what I do. This is a number 4 as well. I'm actually selling her. She's on eBay right now, and she's a beautiful brunette number 4. I did make her eyebrows a little too dark, and her lips are curved upwards a little too much, but I still think she's a real faithful representation of a number 4. All of the original Ponytail Barbies from the 1959 era all the way down to like the 70s, I believe, were sold in swimsuits, and these outfits, such as the ones I have here on all these ponytails, were sold separately. So it was kind of like the concept of you buy the razor, but the razor blade is sold separately. Mattel definitely did that sort of mechanism early in the days with their Ponytail Barbies, where you would buy one doll and all of the outfits would be sold separately. But this is her iconic zebra swimsuit. Up until around the number 5 era ponytails, they all came in zebra swimsuits. And then when we get into the number 6s and the number 7s, they transitioned to just this deep red swimsuit, which is also pretty and classic in its own way. But I think nothing beats the iconic zebra print swimsuit by far. So she's definitely going to need a cleaning. I'm going to give her a little soap bath. All you have to do is just use some lukewarm water and a very soft bristle brush and a little bit of Dawn soap. You don't have to go crazy, and just gently massage that and lather that onto the doll, and then wipe them down really well. And if you have a sunny windowsill like I do here in California, you can lay her out to dry. Just be very careful you don't ever leave your doll in the sun for a very long time, because that can cause some issues. I generally will only keep my doll on a windowsill for 30-40 minutes, and that generally works well to dry them up. Her hair is definitely a rat's nest. I won't really fully know until I get the hair completely reset, but I do think unfortunately it's been cut, but she was way under market price, so I'm not going to complain that much about her. And even if I can't get that classic tight sausage curl, I might be able to do something else that makes her look really good. How I reset hair, I'm not saying I'm a professional here, but this is how I do it. I normally boil a cup of hot water on the tea kettle. I have an electric kettle that I plug in. Once the water's done boiling, I let it sit for a good minute before submersing the hair into the water. And it's also a really good idea if you have some fabric softener to add about a teaspoon of fabric softener into the water. And what that will do is that will really help to get out some of these tangles, and then getting a really nice fine tooth comb and very carefully and gently brushing the hair from top to bottom. That will really help to break down a lot of the tangles. And that's generally what I do to reset the hair. You have to be very patient with this. You don't want to go really hard on the brush, because these dolls, you guys, are very delicate, especially in number 3. They're very valuable, very delicate. So I'm definitely going to take my time with restoring her and not rush into it. Her eyebrows are still there to an extent, which is good. So I already have most of the pattern that I will need to repaint them. The nice thing with her lips is they're only going to need the slightest bit of retouching, and then honestly, she's going to be as good as new. Anyway, I had no set agenda with today's video other than just sharing this moment with all of you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I'm definitely open into doing a series on all of the vintage Ponytail Barbies. I have pretty much every version now aside from a 1 and a 2, so we might be able to do an in-depth comparison guide on that, which I would be really excited to dive into with all of you. Anyway, I'm Ian. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and I will catch you next time. Bye.